It's great to see you back for another episode.
Tonight in the studio, we'll be getting a live performance from Lucy Panian on Check This Out, followed by an interview, so stay tuned for that.
We'll be bringing you another staff pick segment where we recommend some of our favorite albums. But first, as always, here's some music from in and around Indiana.
Thanks, Dante. Looking good there, Chief. I'm Dante here with music news. Open mic nights at the Hub are finally back, brought to us by Bacchus. Open mics are held every Monday night at 8 p.m. in the Hub Ohio room. All kinds of performances are welcome, including music, poetry, dance, stand-up, and more. Some of us from IRB will be there every week scouting for local talent to invite on the show, so we hope to see you there. On October 28th is the IUP Music Department's Octuba Fest. The student showcase featuring members of the IUP Tuba and Euphonium Studio will perform a recital of solo works starting at 6 p.m. Following that, the IUP Tubaphonium Ensemble will perform a concert of works for a large tuba euphonium ensemble. Both performances will be held in room 121 of Cogswell Hall. That's all for now.
Performing for us on the show this week is Lucy Panian. Check it out.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucy Panian. I am a comm media major here at IUP. I actually just recently transferred, so this is my first year as a comm media major, but I am a junior. The first song I will be playing for you today is a song by the Beatles, one of my favorite bands ever. It's called Anna, Go to Him. I've always loved this song, so I sat down and I learned it, and I love playing it, so I hope you love it as much as I do. What am I supposed to do? Anna, just one more thing, girl. You bring back your ring to me, and I will set you free. Go with him. All of my life, I've been searching tell you now, every girl I've ever had breaks my heart and leaves me sad. What am I supposed to do? Anna, just one more thing, girl. You bring back your ring to me, and I will set you free. With him, go with him. You can go with him, girl. Go with him. The next song I will be playing will be a song by another one of my favorite bands, Keane. Keane is from Britain. They're a British band. They broke up about 6 years ago. They came back together after those 6 years and released a new album. This is off one of their older albums, but this is one of my favorite bands. But yeah, so this song is called Playing Along by Keen. At the start of a news day, the fires began in words and in pictures, but I'm not listening, not taking it in. I'm gonna go to the country where nothing goes on, bury my head where I can't hear the sound of bombs, playing along. I'm just playing along. You and I, so many good people, playing along. I'm gonna go to a bar where the jukebox is on, turn out the news with an old-fashioned rock and roll song, playing along. I'm gonna turn up the volume. I'm gonna turn up the volume. I'm gonna turn up the volume till I can't even think. Tell us a tale of the proud and the free. Sing us a swing time American melody from Follow the Fleet. I'm just playing along. You and I, so many good people, playing along. Gonna turn up the volume. I'm gonna turn up the volume. I'm gonna turn up the volume till I can't even think. Turn up the volume. I'm gonna turn up the volume. I'm gonna turn up the volume till I can't even think. Turn up the volume till I can't even think. Turn up the volume till I can't even think. So the song I'm going to be playing last is a song called Hold On Tight by Electric Light Orchestra. It's one of my favorite bands as well, and one of my mom's. So I love this song, and I hope you do too. Hold on tight to your dreams. Hold on tight to your dreams. When you see your ship is sailing, when you feel your heart is breaking, hold on tight to your dreams. It's a long time to be gone. and time just rolls on and on. When you need a shoulder to cry on, when you feel so sick of dying, just to hold on tight to your dreams. When you get so down that you can't get up, and you want so much but you're all out of luck, and you're so downhearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you should. Accroche-toi à ton rêve. Accroche-toi à ton rêve. Quand tu penses dont tu partir, quand tu sens so slowly glisser, hold on tight to your dreams. When you get so down that you can't get up, and you want so much but you're out of luck, and you're so downhearted and misunderstood, just over and over and over you should. Hold on tight to your dreams. Hold on tight to your dreams. When you see the shadow falling, when you hear the cold wind calling, just hold on tight to your dreams. Hold on tight to your dreams. Hold on tight to your dreams. I want to thank IRB for having me on tonight. I think it's really cool that they bring local musicians on from around campus and around Indiana onto the show. I had a lot of fun performing. There's some pretty cool dudes in here with me. I just want to say thank you for having me on tonight, and I hope you like the songs I perform. So thank you.
So tonight I'm here with Lucy, one of our guests on the show tonight, who has played a wonderful array of songs for us. And now I get to grill ya. So what inspired you to start playing and or making music in the first place?
So to answer this question, I've been playing for about 10 years now, but I've kind of just stopped counting the exact amount of years because I don't know for sure, just a very long time. And I think my main inspiration was my dad, because he taught himself growing up, because growing up, like, he couldn't afford lessons or anything, but he really wanted to play guitar. So he would teach himself and like sit down and sound out songs and everything, and he kind of passed that on to me. And not to get all dark and depressing, but you asked my origin story, so here it is. And he had a stroke a couple years ago, and since then he hasn't really been able to play and sing the way he was able to when I was younger. And so now I kind of carry that like through him, like for him too. And like every time I go home, he always asks me to play for him and everything. So I think that was like my main inspiration for me playing guitar and writing my own music and everything.
Yeah. No. So if you have a single artist that you draw the most inspiration from, who, if any?
I have a lot of artists I admire, and I like, wow, I would love to be like them. And I think the main one that has been like my favorite to like base off of for a couple years now is Joshua Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. He's like the lead singer and the lead guitarist in that band. And he's in a bunch of other bands too, like he's not just like a one-trick pony or anything. Yeah. But he's just, like, I've watched YouTube sessions where he like will just rock out with some dude who like got the great opportunity to play with him, and I've seen his offstage presence. Like, his Instagram is so weird, like he's just so weird, but like he's so talented. I mean, the guitar that he mainly plays with is like my dream guitar now, because seeing it, I was like, that's a sick guitar, and I want it. And yeah, overall, I just think he's like a really nice and funny person. and also a great musician. And I think, I've always said this, like I think my biggest dream is like to sit down and play with this man, because I think that would just be like a great experience to have. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So that leads us to our next question. Who is your ideal collaboration? And, you know, this can be dead or alive. If you could pick anyone up, either from the afterlife or currently, who would you make the best album with?
So since I already talked about Josh a little bit, I can pick a different artist. We'll go with the dead option, since I listen to most of 70s, 60s music. Like, they're all pretty much either broken up or have died. So those are my two options I get to pick from. But I love the Eagles. They're like one of my favorite bands ever. The harmonies in their songs, the guitar riffs, chords, everything. Like, every time I hear an Eagles song, even if it's one I haven't heard, I'm like, wow, I love this. And so I would love to go back in time and just either even just see them live at the height of their popularity, but also to like perform with them would be a cool opportunity. So like you asked, like what was it, like collab? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
I would love to. I think I would love to play with them.
Transcend the veil a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, rock out on stage.
I think it'd be fun. Like, yeah, a pretty great band. So
Yeah. Describe your creative process, especially when you write music.
So I've been writing songs since 8th grade, and I am now a junior in college. So I've written a couple songs. I think I have enough for either a EP or like a small album. I just need to get the equipment to do that. But when I write songs, I write poetry, like separate from writing music. So sometimes I'll pull inspiration from my poems. I'm like, how can I reword this to make this fit in musically? So I start with the lyrics, pretty much is what I'm saying. Some people start with the chords or the melody, but I tend to start with the lyrics, and then I sit down and I just strum different chords until I find a progression that sounds not standard and just like one I like that I think fits the vibe of the lyrics. There's a song I'm working on now, it's not ready, but I've been working on it for a couple weeks now, and for some reason it's always late at night. It's never like I wake up and I'm like, wow, I want to write a song. It's always like 3 a.m. and I'm like, I have inspiration. So yeah, so I start with the lyrics and then I move on to the chords and then I put it all together. And you know, just like with anything, if I go through and there's something I don't like, I'll fix it and edit it a little bit. So yeah.
Do you notice that when you write songs, you said you just write them down first and then find the music to match it, which is really cool. That way, you know, the audience can really feel what you're like telling. Mm-hmm. Do you tend to draw from past experiences or personal feelings?
I've written some songs where I'm like, I don't feel this way. Why did I write these lyrics? Sometimes it's just, it just comes to me and I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. It's not even, I know saying that sounds like it's like all about the money and the popularity, like this would relate to the public, this is relatable content. It's not really like that for me. It just happens. Like I said, it hits me and I want to write this song. But then there definitely are songs where it's been about like mental health and overcoming obstacles with mental health, which do come from the heart and which do come from my personal and past life. Like I said, that song was writing currently. That is definitely, I think, one of the most personal songs I've written. It's sometimes, but it's therapeutic in a way for me to write songs that are based on personal events, because it just feels good to express it. And doing something I love, it makes it feel like easier to cope with that issue.
Yeah. No, I really dig that. Just to finish it off, describe your favorite part of being a musician and then your least favorite part.
My favorite part is doing things like this, where I get invited on to play in front of people, and I just like like joking around with people, like, hey, can you play Wonderwall, like we were doing earlier and stuff like that, like making people laugh with music. And I go to my family's camp a lot, and every time I go, people are always like, hey, did you bring your guitar? And I always say yes, because I know they're gonna ask. So I think my favorite part is being able to perform, I guess, in front of people and make, even if it's like people are talking over me, or like at open mic night, there's other people that I deem better than me. It's just always a great experience for me to play with other people and play in front of people, for people. So I think definitely the playing part of being a musician is my favorite. My least favorite, I've never really actually thought about it before, but I think it definitely would be like, once you get into producing your music and wanting to make it something of your own, like putting it on Spotify or getting it out to people, it's really hard to do that and become popular without like a major record deal backing you. And most of the time those contracts are very limiting and very constricting. And like you see it today, you know, Taylor Swift is even reproducing all of her music, like Taylor's version and everything like that. Like it can be hard to get out there without like a major record deal. Like one of my favorite genres is indie music, which is like independent from record labels and stuff like that. But that goes with being said, with like not all the time they're not well-known bands. So it's that battle of, I would love for people to hear this, but I don't want to get myself into a contract that I'm going to hate later on. So I think that would be my least favorite, is just the challenging part of becoming, like, not famous, just getting yourself out there.
Yeah. It's good to dive into both edges of the sword, but honestly, it's fantastic to have you on here. You
Yeah,
know,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
man, you rock. Your stuff is fantastic, and I'm glad we got to hear like more your side of things.
Yeah.
Really dive into depth as you as an artist. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really nice.
Yeah. This is Lucy.
I'm Lucy.
Welcome back, guys. I am here with Sydney and Flora for Staff Picks. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Yeah, I'm pretty swell.
That's good to hear. So I understand that you guys both have some albums you'd like to talk about. So what albums are you going to be talking about today?
So I have Anti-Socialites by Always. It is spelled with 2 V's, not a W, but it does indeed say Always. I know what you're thinking.
It's not Always.
Nope.
Wow.
Why no, Dante? It is actually Always. Thank you for asking.
Mind blown.
Yes, this is Anti-Socialites by Always. There it is, folks.
Although I'm not as cool as Flora and I do not have a vinyl, I will be reviewing Doolittle by the Pixies, and I have it on my shirt.
Hey, you may not have a vinyl, but at least you have a shirt. You have a
shirt.
You
It
have a
shows your
visual aid, and I feel like that's good.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving on. So what is your favorite track from your albums?
Ooh. Like I said last week, the albums that I would say are my favorites, I don't usually just choose 1 or 2 tracks to listen to. Like, I will listen to the whole thing, so it's like a whole experience for me. But it's gotta be Forget About Life. It has to be my favorite track off the album.
Yeah, I mentioned this last week. Especially with older albums, you're supposed to really enjoy them as an experience because they didn't really have the tech to skip through and pick which one. So I do have a distinct favorite for this one though. It will always be Gouge Away because it is just such a catchy song. Yeah, it's hard to pick favorites, but that one is definitely a hardcore life longer for me.
Very nice, and I agree. I do like listening to albums like start to finish because I feel like the artist, did intend for it to be an experience.
Right.
And I feel like that's the best way to listen to it first, and then you can find your favorite tracks. But I still do enjoy listening to whole albums.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, rockers? Welcome back to another episode of Music Lesson. This week, I'm going to be teaching you Where's My Mind by the Pixies. All right, so it's going to be in standard tuning. I'll do the intro first. So the intro is just going to be regular E chord. So it's just going to be down here. So it's going to be the pattern like that. So it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like that. So down, 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 up, down. Then you're going to play power chord with your middle finger. So it's going to be power chord. Pointer is going to be on the second fret of the fourth fret of the A, and then ring and pinky are going to be on the sixth of the D and G, and then middle is going to be on the fifth of the B. So it's going to be, going to hold that position, take it all up one string, so it's going to be the same, and it's going to go, and it's going to be, and then you just slide it up one fret. And if you want to, you can bar everything on the fifth fret so it gets that more whole sound, so it's going to be, either way, you can do it. There's no incorrect way to do that last part. So that intro, real quick, is just this. That's basically the same thing. That's when the lead guitar is doing the solo part. So you do that up until you get to the chorus, and then it's going to be the same thing but palm muted. So it's going to be. And then I play this a little bit differently, but I like playing the open before I do it. So I go. And then so you do it again. So this is where it gets a little different at the end of the first verse. When you finish off with the last part of the verse, you're going to change. So instead of doing the same thing you've been doing, it's going to be this. You're going to go from E, and you're going to go straight to the power chord where it's your pointer's on the fourth of the high E. So it's going to be. Then you slide it up to the fifth. And then you remove your middle finger on that fifth. So it's going to be, and then it's going to be just a normal power chord, pointer on the fourth of the A. So it's going to be, and then slide it down to pointer on the second of the A. So I'll run through that real quick. So it's basically just going to be this when you're just playing the rhythm and not the lead. So it's going to be. There you go. That's basically the gist of how you play Where's My Mind by the Pixies. Thank you guys once again for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Feel free to follow us on our social media, which are all linked down below in the description if you're watching on YouTube.
Later.